guys, I think I figured out my sound issues here. It looked like it was just a issue of if I press the Xbox button at all. Like the sound to start with isn't that great, but if I press the Xbox button, it just gets so much worse. So I'm just gonna make sure I don't press that button. I don't know why Skyrim didn't used to behave this way, but it's weird. I don't know. I don't know what's going on with sound here. Maybe there's a mod that's doing it, but we're going to see if this goes well. Um, so, with that said, this is the Argonian build. What we're going to do is we're just going to go over the most important parts. So, Manaz and Freyr added some new effects. The effects that I want you to draw your attention to are Caustic Spit. This is the key, the key. That's the big difference between old Imperious EnaiRim v1 Argonian and the new heat that we're playing with right now. So it says that the cost is 112 MP. That is wrong. The cost is 75 MP, which is why I have exactly 150 magicka just in case I miss. I can cast it again. It projects itself out like a projectile. You just projectile vomiting spit. I'm sorry if you're reading, but that's what it is. Um, and then on top of that, we have the active effect Basilisk, which you get from the Serpent Stone over in the northwest near Winterhold, kind of like to southeast Winterhold, kind of east southeast. It gives you the ability to paralyze your targets for 3 seconds. That is going to be so critical for what we're going to do here. So those the two biggest effects. The last effect that we got from Manaz is Amphibious. This is actually a part of Imperious, but the big change to it is that you recover health quickly underwater and 100% faster in rain. So what I was showing you in the beginning was the spell Control Weather. However, I do not have enough mana to actually cast this. My clothing doesn't give me enough. So what I'm going to do instead is I'm going to go up here to this alteration tree and I'm going to take Vancian Magic here. Alright? That's going to allow me to cast a spell. Now, let's get it. I'm going to go with Rain. That's going to activate our combat. Go ahead and activate Caustic Spit. Pull out our trident and let's get to work, guys. So the point of this build, oh, he actually dodged it. Now pleb, dodge that. Let's get out of hide and seek mode. Yeah, there we go. Oh no, that actually killed me. Oh man. Ugh. All right, I gotta be a little bit more, uh, you know, careful. I can kill these guys. I did it before on a previous stream. Guys, this is actually a redo of a previous video. I'm gonna keep it real with you. Like I did an entire 33-minute video, and then I realized, oh, everything is trash. Like the sound is trash for the entire thing. So I just restarted all the way over. Um, can I get up out of sneak mode? Okay, there we go. That works for me. What? Oh, okay. So, Okado Sato gave me. This is a poison build, by the way, for the most part. And I was playing that at the end of the video. I'll go into detail of the build. The most important thing you're gonna have to know is that I'm doing poison smack strikes damage. 25 there. There we go. Alright, with that, I'll be able to take, not here. Intervention. So annoying. Alright. Let's put these guys on. There we go. One down. Oh, I missed. Alright. So, my magicka regeneration is pretty good. Ooh, hold up. Good enough that, for the most part, I'm not, you can't see when I even use the spell. That's really good. Yeah, this is a boss level enemy. He's just completely trivialized in front of Caustic Spit. That's what I mean by projectile vomiting violently. Alright, this one's the hardest guy to kill. So go ahead and get him done. Alright, so forward power attack. That'll take him down to 60%. Stop blocking. And he's down. Alright, why are you... Why? Oh, yeah, he's another boss. It's not as intense as the other two, but his bow hurts. I'm pretty sure he's the one who killed me before. The other guys, their bows don't hurt anywhere near as much. Alright, Loma. Yeah, this is really, really good. This Caustic Spit is really, really good. It can't be overstated. It really can't. How good Caustic Spit is compared to just about everything else I've tried in Manaz. It's just really, really good. I'm hoping the sound of this video is good, because I'm not doing this again. I'm really not doing this again. Yeah, get down on the ground. Alright. If you guys want to see the first stream I did, it's up on Twitch, but the sound is terrible because I immediately pressed the Xbox button at the beginning of the stream, and from then on, the sound's garbage. I'm assuming it's the Xbox button. Actually, I do want to hit this guy. Don't do it! Come on. Oh, that's Voice of Rage and Ruin, by the way. I didn't proc that one. What is your beating my master? It's a disaster. Skywalker will be after. Right. Weakling.
Get me down! Get me down!
Go. Go run.
Why should I share the treasure with anyone?
Run away. No. Stop that. So it doesn't matter what the enemy's doing, that paralysis is just strong. Like, they could be doing whatever they want to do. Swinging at you, whatever. Oh, that's what we're doing? Get down on the ground. Oh, yeah, give me your stuff. Oh, wow. Didn't work that time. Yeah. They could be swinging at you. They could be loading up an arrow, and oh, oh, they could be doing that. Casting spells on you. Don't. It really don't matter what they want to do. All that matters is that I have caustic spit, and they don't. I'll be lucky I missed. That time I didn't miss. That was another voice of rage ruin proc. If you ever see me swing and cast it, like instantaneously, that's what's happening. This is voice of rage ruin procking it. Come, I believe in you. I want him to. That's funny to me. Come on, some more. More you. Let's go. Oh, I want to come out of range. Yeah, I think I'm a little bit out of range. Rattles added? Oh, great. What does that do to me? Rattles. Reduce stamina regen. Okay, we're not going to do that, though. What we are going to do is we're going to take a little siesta, and we're going to cast a spell. I don't normally do this, but there we go. What you doing, bruh? Wait there for a second. Wait a minute. Oh yeah, it's a projectile too. It'll do that. This is fun. First of all, you were too far away to be swinging at me. Vas, where you at? Oh, he's challenging me. Challenged the wrong one. Multi-hit. And yeah, if you want to do some graffiti, it leaves some green paint on all over the place. Okay, so I think this is actually a good stopping point. This is where I stopped last time too, so I'm gonna stop here. So here we are. We're wearing Cicero's set. I would like to wear a set that also, or some rings maybe. Maybe I just need to enchant some jewelry that allows me to get my casting cost for control weather under 150, and that'll let me you know, do some work. But anyway, here we are. Cicero's stuff. I think this is from well, the stuff obviously exists in canon, but I think these enchantments are from Artificer or something like that. I think so. The weapon is a trident. Obviously, I'm a sea creature, so association with water. Want to have a trident. And the thought process is basically that, yeah, it's a trident. I don't know. I did put points into smithing. Normally, I wouldn't do that for an Argonian, but I felt like I just needed to get this done quickly, so that's why points are in smithing, so I could create my own trident instead of finding one, which is what I would normally want to do. What else? I should explain Okado's Recital. So if you don't know about Okado's Recital is probably the most famous spell in all of EnaiRim. It enables so many builds. enables so much power play. What it does is it I could read it off to you, but it gives you 3 free spells at the beginning of each combat, but it's 3 free buffs, right? So for this particular character, my 3 buffs are resist elements. So resist elements increases your elemental resistance and your poison resistance, as well as the other 2 buffs are going to be poison strikes, which I told you about already, and also rejuvenation, which does not come from EnaiRim. It comes from elemental destruction magic, so just be aware of that. Otherwise, if you want to use an EnaiRim spell, I'm pretty sure Troll's Blood comes from EnaiRim, so you can use that as your option. Also looks pretty strong. So, also going along with Okado's recital, I have Spell Trine, and those Spell Trine basically works like a helper to these spells. It gives you a buff on top of these spells. So for resist elements, when I cast that through Okado's recital or raw, but whenever I cast it, which is usually only during Okado's recital, I'm going to get also the crystal ability, which is 15% magic resistance, and I think all these only last for like 10 to 15 seconds. So it's only during the beginning of combat, but if combat's against one thing that's really strong, it's helpful. For the other 2 spells down here in Restoration, Rejuvenation, I have the Rock ability from Spell Trine, which increases your physical defense, or your let me rephrase that. It decreases your damage from weapons by 15%, and then on what's the last one? Poison Strikes. On Poison Strikes, I have the Blood ability, and that ability increases your own weapon damage against enemies by 15%. So I have the poison damage, and I also have the increase of weapon damage when that gets applied. So why did I go with poison build here? So it's because Manaz and Freyr give you a little bit of a buff to poison. If you didn't know, I don't have it installed right now, but Manaz 2.0 gives you a intrinsic, the argonian, the intrinsic resist to disease and poison, right? But on top of that, Freyr, under which stone was it? It's the Shadow Stone, has a ability called Swamp Poison, where any enemies around an Argonian have their poison resistance reduced by 25%. So this would be way stronger if I was using that stone, the Shadow Stone. However, I'm using the Serpent Stone because, as you can see, Basilisk is super powerful. It's like super duper powerful. Like, you not only do you get the instant paralysis for only 75 mana, and it's over range, no casting time, no nothing, but on top of that, you also get the caustic spit, which means they're taking all that extra damage from not having armor, pretty much, or having the opposite of armor. I think you can go negative on armor, if I'm not mistaken, and then they also get negative 25 magic resistance. So that's great. And if it means drain, drain would infer that you're getting that armor and that magic resistance. So that's pretty powerful, if you ask me. I'm not sure if it usually Enai writes out stuff like word for word. Like it makes sense. So what if it says something, that's exactly what it does. So if it's saying it drains it, that means that you're getting it. Let me see. 20 seconds. I don't know if it's been 20 seconds. Let me check. It would be fortified armor, right? Well, let me see. What's my armor at? No, my armor's only at 300. Well, then I don't see how the draining is working if I only have 300 armor. But so maybe it's not draining. Maybe it's only lowering the enemy armor and magic resistance. Because if it was draining, I should have more than 300 armor right now. But anyway, let's go over the actual skills and perks. Ignore smithing, like I said before. Two-handed. For the trident, I just so tridents count as great swords if you're running what's the mod that installs these heavy armory. So Private Eye's heavy armory installs tridents if you want that. Um, Otherwise, it's pretty standard stuff. I didn't go with Wolfkin because it didn't feel argonian to me. I'm trying to kind of stick to lore, but all the rest of it I went with. Voice of Rage and Ruin is the one I keep talking about. Like, oh, if you saw me swing and you saw a caustic uh, blast come out, that's what that was. That's what it was. 1 in 25 chance of happening. Yeah, but as you saw, it happened quite a bit, so it's not that rare. Sneak. So my RP is a Shadow Scale, which is a special class of Argonian. So as often as possible, I try to RP special classes. So if I'm playing a Altmer, then I'll RP a Sigic. If I'm playing a Red Guard, I'll RP a Ansei, which is their sword singers. So as often as possible, you'll see me doing special classes. So the special class, or the most well-known one for the Argonian, is the Shadow Scale. So that's why I went with Sneak, Assassin type build. But I went with the Trident, so it's not a one-handed weapon. It's a two-handed weapon. If you see along this side for the sneak attacks, um, there's it's not enough that really goes together with it. Well, I wouldn't say enough. There's not a lot that goes together with it, but I mean, this is about as much as you can get. I don't know if Laughing Ghost would work with a Trident. I didn't feel like trying to find out because I ran out of perk points. So yeah, Alchemy. Theoretically, I could also go Pickpocket because I'm a poisoner. This is a poison build, right? So Brotherhood Cocktail is there. You could go for it. Um, but for me, I kind of went with Alchemy a little bit. Um, I do want to try to get some Amplified Lethality, especially off of Voice Rage and Ruin. That's kind of the reason I don't really have it. But honestly, you really don't need it. Like, because of Basilisk being so strong, you don't need it. However, if I wasn't running Basilisk, I wasn't running Caustic Spit, then yeah, for sure, I'd definitely run. So the stone I was talking about, Shadow Stone, that Swamp Poison, I would definitely be running Amplify Lethality off of Voice of Rage and Ruin, and sometimes you get that proc and you get even more poison damage. So that's way awesomer. Um, but yeah, that's something else you could think about if you want to go with a more poison build. I do really like Basilisk though, that's why I went with that. So I cannot understate how important this tree here is. Restoration. Even though you can see this tree is kind of hollow, right? I don't take a whole lot of it. Like normally you see my restoration trees on my other builds, like the tree's full, almost it looks like, right? But here I went for two very specific things. So let me explain. Or three, actually. I went for three very specific things, and all three of them are incredibly important to this build. So the most important thing I went for is magic. Magicka, the ability to regenerate it quickly is going to allow you to continue spamming that Basilisk, that Caustic Spit. So those two perks right there, incredibly important. I cannot understand that. I can't overstate that. Hopefully you can overstand it and understand it. Next up, we went for poison. So you'll see I didn't take Chalice of Tears. In the proper Minas 2.0, which I have not gotten access to yet, we're still waiting on Xbox, you do get an extra, I think it's 25%. Actually, I have the page pulled up. Let me see. Yeah, 25% disease and poison resist. So that's even going to be harder to trigger unless you're intentionally becoming a vampire or a werewolf or something crazy like that. But I don't. That's not what this is for. So that's not what this build is for. So I did go for Plague Doctor for the extra damage. Don't care about this at all. It's just a link. I do care about this because of incredibly important for your poison damage, and also incredibly important for your poison DLT, damage over time. And then the last part, so we talked about the Magicka regen from Restoration. We also talked about the poison damage. The last part of this tree that's important. All right, so my concept is I'm a lizard, right? We're lizards, right? We're we're the evil rulers of the world, if you want to call it that, right? I don't have. If you check my skill list, I have 0 healing spells that are actually healing spells. So nothing that I would just stop combat and heal myself. All my spells are either utility spells, regeneration spells. Like I regenerate health, right? Because that's what a lizard should do. We regenerate health, but I don't have anything where I heal myself except for the basic spell you can't get rid of. Um, not so and then all these other spells are poison, Z spells. Um, so I said that to say this. My my concept for this build is it's health conscious. It's a healthy build. It's a lizard. You want to be healthy. There's stuff in EnaiRim in Futhark. So you have regrow limbs where Argonians regenerate 5% of maximum per health per second below 25% health. That is from the Apprentice Stone. So, and that goes along with some of the stuff we had even in Imperius where the lower the health was, the faster it regenerated. So I wanted to try to copy that feeling with this tree. So all of the more just self-healing stuff and the rejuvenation stuff, all that's here. So it's just healthy, but there is no actual healing. If I can't regenerate the damage off, then I'll die. Well, twice, but that's all it comes down to. This tree. We are wearing mage armor. I do want to draw your attention to the fact that I do not have dragon flesh learned. I kept it unlearned, or dragon hide learned, excuse me. The reason for that is because if I ever deign to take out of the infernal, then I can also get the extra 300 points of armor, or 300 points of armor increase. And I don't think it'd be 300, it'd be reduced because I'm being wearing heavy armor. But I get that increase to my resistance to fire, frost, and shock. So unless I actually feel a need that, oh, I'm taking too much damage physically, so I need to learn Dragon Hide, I don't want to learn Dragon Hide on as many builds as possible. So with all that said, my normal resistance to elements is going to be like 35%. My normal resistance to physical is going to be like 45% of the cap. So that's just where our resistances are right now. I don't know. I would like Enai himself to kind of clarify, or maybe somebody else can. Um, I wonder if this applies to Caustic Spit. But Caustic Spit is a power, it's not a spell, so I don't think it counts. But if it does count as a corrosion spell, that'd be awesome, because that'd be really cool. I took it just in case. That'd be super awesome. Well, Storm and Arcana. So I gotta tell you guys what to do with this. So for me, the two most important things you're going to do with this are you're going to get generate Magicka, obviously because Magicka is incredibly important, and then you're also going to take what's the name? Magnitude of Restoration. The third one I picked. So first of all, your spell type is going to be armor because obviously you're always going to be armored. Um, but spell armored. But the third I picked was alteration duration, and that's because I was just taking the chance that that extra bit of duration applies to the effect of paralysis that I get from certain effects, like Basilisk for cost spit, and like there's one other here too. War Master, 2 handed for powers attack, have 25% to paralyze the target. So yeah, we have a couple of different things of paralysis. So this is half of paralysis build, half of poison build. Well, the paralysis is obviously the more important piece in this particular case, but you can easily go full poison. Um, I think that's all it really comes down to. That's really all it is for this tree. Um, for all self resistances, I picked shock, which is more important than anything else because if you get shocked, your magic goes down. If your magic goes down, you can't cast caustic spit. So I went with shock, and also went with fire because I figured with Cicero's clothes at least I have enough stamina that's not going to matter that I resist ice. So I just went with those two. Um, Also, self attributes. Choose to attribute to increase by 50 points. I went with health there. And then no fire is just good. It's good stuff. Ooh, what I should have done, if I had one more point, what I could have done was mastered poison strikes, and that would have made that much stronger. Um, yeah, that's what I would do if I had one more point. But alright, I think that covers it. I think we've gone through enough of the build. If you have any questions, let me know in the comment. Honestly, if you've enjoyed this content, like, subscribe if you're not subscribed. That's always awesome trying to grow the channel. Um, if you've enjoyed this, if you have any questions, let me know in the comments. Even if you don't have any questions, just I don't know, type in how much battery you have left on your phone. That's helped the engagement a little bit so that we can get this rolling a little bit faster. And then maybe one day we'll be big on YouTube, guys. I don't know. But yeah. I think that's all she wrote for this episode. Hope you enjoyed it, and then been me. You've been awesome, and as always, peace. Hope you've enjoyed it.